And as our reverend dignitaries make their way to the center, what an incredible moment it is for these young kids to showcase themselves in front of such eminent personalities. It's just 7 in the morning, and look at that unfazed enthusiasm on their faces. They all want to show what they are capable of. A couple of names who will be in action, of course, the leading goal scorer of the tournament so far, Kamgohao Danjul, 22 goals for him. And he's from Football for Change Academy, wherein for Alchemy International, we would have loved to see the likes of Dalal Mohan Gante, who scored 15 goals. Unfortunately, he's not really going to be a part of today's fixture. Two coaches who have also done a phenomenal work leading Football for Change Academy from the sidelines is Hankandian Smantak, wherein for Alchemy International, it's Siddharth Ganesh. These two teams, despite their age, expect no dearth of excitement, expect no dearth of hunger. Football for Change Academy went on to humble Mohun Bagan Supergiant in the quarterfinals. They scored 5 goals past their counterparts, were relentless. Whereas Alchemy International, they put 3 past Zinc Football Academy in order to be here. And it's time for the two captains. First, of course, the customary team pictures. The team in red is Football for Change Academy, hoping to spark a revolution in the Indian footballing circuit, in the young Indian footballing circuit. What a platform this is for all these youngsters to showcase their talent, to show what they are made of, and also to provide them the hope that they can go a long way forward and football can be embraced as a profession. The match officials for the day: Manish Vashisht, the referee; the two assistant referees, Mohammad Mutaya Bansari and Bablu Kumar; and the fourth official, Adnan Muhammad Sheikh. The two captains out in the center, leading Football for Change Academy, Thangmin Say Haukip, and leading Alchemy International is Henlin Mang Chongloi. And our match commissioner for the day, Mohammad Salim Pathan, another experienced meme. And it's going to be me, Rohit, who will be taking you forward with this fixture. So stay tuned, stay gripped, do not back down. For this contest, it's absolutely worth it. This is just the prelude to the madness which is to unfurl today. We've got 2 semi-finals loaded, and the second one is lined up in the evening. The first one, though, between Football for Change and Alchemy International, will give us a glimpse of what these youngsters are capable of. And we are underway here at the Guru Nanak Football Stadium. Attacking on your frame from the left to the right in their signature red and white is Football for Change. Attacking on your frame from the right to the left, dressed in their blues, Alchemy International FA. And it looks like Football for Change started off with short passes. Taking a look at the ground, it has gotten a bit of patches hither and yon, so which means there would be a bit of awkward bounces everywhere. You've got to be careful there, because again, at the end of the day, you don't want an injury as well. But more than that, Another important factor is to control the ball, because when there's awkward bounce, you would see the ball suddenly going up more than you have bargained for. It's taking an elevation more than you would like to see. Football for Change, they have one particular thing about them throughout the tournament is that they've had a few controlled passes going forward. They have built from the back, which is always incredible signs, because that is the kind of football that India is trying to embrace right now, playing along the carpet instead of going for the long balls, instead of resorting to the route one brand of football. This is kind of a last ditch attempt in today's footballing world, when you are kind of overtly mismatched against your opposition, and there aren't too many clinical ways knocking on the doors. Then you choose to look forward, then you choose to go forward, setting up one of those marksmen, setting up a tall player up front, hoping to play those long balls into the galloping strides, and then eventually hope against hope that they may end up latching onto it and eventually convert them. But that is some exquisite building there. That's a lovely release up front there for Football for Change. Danger's not over though, and a lovely bit of tiptoeing around, twisting and turning in the box before he could release that. It was good bit of football there from Chongnam Konsai. Unfortunately, he couldn't really control that. But then, not the best of clearances from Alchemy International. Corner at the moment, and the corner floated in well enough. Football for Change still knocking around on the doors there. From the far right, went for a long ranger, but should have done better than that. First corner coming in, and already intent showing for the men in orange, red and white rather. It's a good start. The way Kongsai kind of steed up. The steam up was absolutely brilliant. Back with Football for Change again. Look at how quickly they're twisting and turning at the moment. They're controlling the ball. That's very, very important, because at the end of the day, it goes without a saying that you have to be right on the top of your game when you're up against someone like Alchemy International, who's went on to score 17 goals. They have been like a relentless goal-scoring machine, and they have kept on pounding one goal after the other. Nice square passes, sends it further forward, tries to control that. Once again, Sean Mingham Konsai, apologies. Back to the goalkeeper, Gomang Haukip. That's a lovely bit of work there. A sensational back flick. Back with Kongsai. He's got on to the receiving end of the ball. Wonderfully set up inside the box there. Oh, the cross comes in, and a catastrophic clearance coming in from Alchemy International. They've got to be careful there. With clearances like that, they will be inviting trouble for themselves, because Football for Change Academy, they have got a wide array of sharpshooters in their dugout who can condemn their opposition without a second thought. And now Alchemy International trying to go forward from the left, but not the best of outings there, and no support whatsoever as well. They're kind of stranded at the moment, kind of locked in their own half. That's because of early pressure coming in from Football for Change. Good start here, good wing play as well. But then again, football is a game of 90 minutes. You got to be persistent with what you're doing, particularly with these young kids. They'll have to show what they are made of, because at the end of the day, it's not about how good you play. It's not about what exactly are the stats that show that how dominant you have been. There comes another long ranger. The idea was to try and probe the likes of Tangomang Haukip under the sticks there. But that was nowhere on the radar of the goalkeeper, which means easy clearances. And again, a sigh of reprieve for football for change. And this time they resort to that long ball. And now that is a good setup, but the question mark was whether there was a push in play. It looks like it was Changinlen Vepe was trying to be at the receiving end of the ball, had a bit of obstruction, and then had a very gentle nudge on the back of the player. Talking about this league, to be honest, the Junior Youth League, India is focusing on building talents from the very grassroots level, and leagues like these, this is what is going to provide, this is what is going to be the encouragement for these youngsters. Well, that's some exquisite work and wanted to take one on the turn there. The idea was right from Wanchan Boktaryang, but then again, he's got to be a bit more precise. You just cannot take a shot on the half turn, losing your balance. And if you have to do that, the angle needs to be a lot better. You need to be closer enough to that frame of the goal. It allows you to give you that shooting space ahead of you, which wasn't the case for sure. Back against with Alchemy International. It's their captain there, Henlen Mang Chongloi. Plays it on to the far left there. Rahul Akam sends it into the box, but not really well controlled. Could have been better. Back on the ball there. And now just tiptoeing their way forward. They have been denied. Another well bit of setup. Stretching the game to its utmost, playing the ball as much as they can on the wings, which means, this time, this can be danger. Looming large on the horizon. Not the best of setups there. Could have been a grilled-edge chance for football for change and lining up for a shot there, but has been blocked. It was kind of obvious that he was going for the shot, but the ball still remains at the behest of football for change before Alchemy International eventually clear their lines. Already a couple of threatening moves, just 8 minutes on the clock, tells you so much about the intensity of these two teams, tells you how good they have been, tells you how incredibly well orchestrated the attacks have been so far. And we can see a few heads in the stands as well, enjoying the game. Well, of course, as they say that football has been the heartthrob of Indian spectators, and it continues to be so. Another long ball chipped forward. This can be trouble brewing out there. A brilliant opportunity. That was a picture perfect setup, and it looked like it was Kamgoao Danjul, the man with 22 goals, who was gunning for his 23rd, but he didn't really get into the position. It was kind of awkward. The bounce kind of left him pretty unsettled on that occasion. Had it been slightly lower than he was expecting, he could have rifled one. Could have been a test there for the goalkeeper. But fortunately for him, he didn't really get underneath the ball. Didn't really control. Another long ball. A bit of contest, but decent work done by the custodian of Alchemy International. Storming forth Ilyas, showing why he has been one of the finest of the tournament. Another picture perfect long delivery. The idea was to try and set up Kamgoao Danjul, who was already on the prowl, but Ilyas, he's not easy to beat actually. First 10 minutes, and so far as things stand, football for change certainly stands out here. Got the ball at their feet. Decent football, well controlled, taking their time. Good work there. Lovely bit of twist and turn. But eventually, they have been dispossessed. It was Aaron there who was circling around. Another long ball, another ball sent downtown. And they had to rush. But once again, good to see the kind of composure that we have so far witnessed from Football for Change, not really pushing too hard, just keeps as they should be. Into the central channel, they've dictated the midfield as well. And there's an age-old proverb in football: once you start dictating the midfield, you also start dictating the match. That's another lovely release, this time onto the far right as well. And the cross comes floating in. It was Setlin Chung Kipchen trying to create the cross. Now the shot on the side volley this time. Not really well controlled. Not one of the easiest of things to have for yourself. Take that side volley in place and go forward with the shot. This time another long ball into the box there. But anticipating the bounce in the most clinical manner, Elias just steps up when his team needed him the most and connects that without breaking a sweat. Another long ranger. But I think chances like that, they scream a lot more desperation than clinical precision, to be honest. You can do better than that. Trying to shuffle flanks there, eventually succeeds. And it comes along the carpet again. Now trying to build from the left. Not the best of chances, the ball's fallen back. That's a lovely bit of setup. Just before he was going to unload that shot there, he had a bit of obstruction coming in, and in the process, the Alchemy international player must have hurt himself. He was trying to throw himself in the line of the ball, and football being a body contact sport, there will be occasions where you will have to go ahead and put your best foot forward. Back with Football for Change again. Another long ball. And a lovely bit of deft steer there. The ball still remains. They'll have to take a shot as it eventually decide to set themselves up, but not the best of passes coming in from the likes of Kamguhao Danjal. He's better than that, of course, but he's more of a predatory finisher inside the box. And now Alchemy International trying to create something for themselves. A bit of slip up, allowing their skipper to have a smile, but only for a brief moment. As a Football for Change, they are relentless. Plays it on to the far right. Kalen Lal Kipchen sending it forward, but has been denied. And now Alchemy International just trying desperately to control the ball, which hasn't been the case so far. They've barely knitted a couple of well-engineered passes together. They're kind of relying more on the scrap so far. They've scavenged. But the question is, in football, like the way it's a beautiful game, like the way it's a game that provides or that fuels dreams and aspirations, similarly, truth be told, it can be a very cruel game as well. It can drive a stake through your hearts. It can drive a stake through your dreams. And that is why we say it's not always about how beautifully you are playing the game. At times, it's also about finding the back of the net, even if it's against a turn of the play that can win you the game. And we have seen history has been the witness time and time again when we have seen the teams who have dictated the game, dictated the statistics, have went on to concede the bragging rights just because they couldn't score. Another lovely setup, another wonderful delivery into the mix. It was the captain of Alchemy International, Chong Loi there, Mang Chong Loi. A free kick going in favor of Alchemy International. I reckon one particular thing about this team is that they have somewhat missed out on the crucial tenet of playing the ball on the ground. They're kind of throwing it into the mix. Once again, the free kick taken long into the box, could have been trouble. Now I reckon this is their wheelhouse. Had it not been for Gomang Haukip, we would have seen the opening goal. Exquisite setup once again. And just when it felt like that we were witnessing an absolute crackerjack of a game, another testimony was being thrown like a bolt from the blue. A sensational long ball and almost steering close enough into the back of the net could have been Alchemy International, but kudos to Gumang Haukip. He's done a brilliant work under the sticks there, kept his position, was undaunted, was unfazed by the sudden change of momentum, and ensured the fact that is keeping things alive and intact. A bit of push there, and it looks like the captain of Alchemy International, Mang Chonglei, he's got a gut. He's got to blow to his gut. Kind of took his wind out on that occasion. Once again, another long ball will try and show you. There was a bit of an elbow, to be honest, but it wasn't substantial enough. It was Minsei Haukip with that elbow. But then again, football is a body contact game at times. You've got to do things for your team as well. Leo Tongbam on the free kick. They've also got Wanchan Bokhtariang, but it's going to be Leo with the long ranger. But that won't be bothering Gumang Haukip under any cost whatsoever. He collects that comfortably. Was quick to spot that. And he has got a very safe pair of hands, a very reliable pair of hands, and ensures the fact that he had it under control. Back with football for change again. They are trying to build again along the carpet. An incredible setup there. Kolal Kipchin launches it into the box. No one at the receiving end. This time, though, it can be trouble. A lovely shot there. An incredible predatory move, to be honest. Sensed out that something can be in their favor. Sensed out that there was a window of opportunity, no matter how small that was. And went for the shot, went gunning for it. Eventually, by the time he launched one, the goalkeeper, Eliash, he was right on his toes. Not the best of clearances coming in from Wanchan Bokhtariang there. Almost teed up the opposition with that shooting line, and he didn't refuse the invitation either. But Eliash once again showing his calm, his composure, standing tall under the pump. And once again, his positioning was the key to that crucial save there. Both the teams probing their goalkeepers, probing their opposition goalkeepers with the finest of shots. And yet we are still to see the deadlock being rattled. At the moment, though, this has been a contrasting game for both the sides. Initially, it started off with football for change dictating the game for the first 5 minutes. But then as time went by, I won't say that Alchemy International has kind of stamped their authority, kind of overturning the overwhelming superiority of football for change. But at the end of the day, truth be told, I reckon Alchemy International, one particular thing that they have done is they have time and time again come forward and they have kept that defensive guard up high. They have maintained the defensive solidity, denying the infringements of football for change, not allowing the opposition to run into the mix. Another long ball set up. A bit of scrambled affair there, which eventually allows football for change to get hold of the ball. Another long ranger, but that's dragged wide. Could have been better than that. Oh, and that's an early change. That is something which we won't really expect. And it's going to be Danwin Chokas, who will be making his way to the center in place of Trinab Chaudhary. 20 minutes on the clock. And we have a substitution already. Now, there hasn't been any serious injuries so far, which kind of just tells you one thing and one thing itself, that there is a tactical change in the making. And Alchemy International, they are kind of going all guns blazing now because Dalvin Chopas is a midfielder. Trinab was a defender. So it's not a like for like substitution. They have realized that they have been in the back seat for most of the game. And now they want to shift gears as a result. Tanveen coming on. Football for change, though, may have a chance. That's a confirmation of the substitution there. With Tanveen coming in, Trinab Chaudhary going out. Not much that Trinab have done so far. A bit of work there, a bit of keeping the ball at his feet there. It was Kolal Kipchen. And another long ball into the mix, hoping that Satlin Chang Kipchen would eventually receive that, but not to be. Once again, guards remaining up high, at an all-time up high rather, from the Alchemy International. And now Chon Mingam Kongsai, with a bit of twist and turn around, eventually launches one into the box, but the passing somehow hasn't been as good as both the teams would have expected. And truth be told, for both the sides, it has been a pretty lackluster effort inside the box. When you are inside the box, you got to be a lot more active. You got to be a lot more famished altogether for the ball. You have got to throw in your bodies as many times as you can. But somehow or the other, both the teams, they have done all the hard work. They have created chances out in the midfield. But by the time they have reached out in the final third, by the time they have figured out that, yes, there could be better opportunities, they have met countless obstacles along the way. And that's a good bit of work there coming in from the left. Again, football for change. They are threatening. They are posing some serious questions. But the defense of Alchemy International, it just stays up so high and it almost remains airtight at the moment. Oh, this can be a chance there. It's 1v4 though, so not going to be easy. Here comes another long ranger, but truth be told, he never had the power going forward. He was slipping, he had to take it on the turn because there wasn't much space remaining ahead of him. If you'd have allowed the ball to go slightly more left, what he would have done is he would have allowed, or he would have conceded a bit of possession to his opposition. Would have made it easy for their defense. So with all of that being said, well, this can be a chance there. A long ranger comes in and he drags it wide. A sudden burst of excellence from Alchemy International. Once again, controlling the ball, doing well enough. And as things stand at the moment, it's still locked at a 0-0 impasse. And so far, these two teams, despite the fact that there's still a lot to learn, the kind of football that they have played, it's just brilliant to watch. Now all the way from the right, another cross into the box there! What a chance that was! And what a screaming finish would that have been for Football for Change Academy. Look at that header, look at the technique. I reckon you don't see better techniques than that. The The way he leaped up, the way he timed that leap to perfection, and then eventually unloading that header, possibly the positioning of the ball on his noggin, it wasn't really up top. Could have been better, but then again, these are youngsters, they are just mastering the ropes. And I think platforms like these, as we have said time and time again, the way AIFF is trying their very best to provide whatsoever pedestal that they can give to these young kids in order to give them the belief that yes, football can be a profession as well. And I reckon could have been better. But nonetheless, back to the game. This has been a pretty eventful first half so far, pretty eventful 26 minutes. On to the far left now. And a bit of a sloppy exchange. Back with Football for Change Academy. Football for Change Academy, again, they also didn't really have it easy enough, because every single time Alchemy International has come knocking on the doors, they had to defend with every possible weapon in their arsenal. Another long clearance. And it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Sagan now onside with the ball, sends it forward. And again shipped back. Exchanging passes amongst themselves. Another fine setup onto the far right there. Danger looming large. But well, looks like it's not all fair and square, all hunky-dory for Alchemy International. Quick word there, and look at that sportsman spirit there. I think it's worth it. This is what you tell your kid to take a sport for. It teaches you more than you can anticipate. It teaches you way more than life does. A free kick nonetheless for Football for Change Academy. It's going to be Chon Mingham Konsai with the free kick from the right. A pretty decent juncture, pretty decent position to have a free kick from. Does it open the doors for first blood here at the Guru Nanak Stadium? Here comes Konsai, header at the far post, and the opening goal has come. A brilliant setup there, an incredible free kick, very well orchestrated teamwork, 100 on 100, which means Football for Change Academy has drawn first blood in this eventful encounter before the referee whistles to the sidelines, which means it's going to be a water break. But what a free kick. Picture perfect stuff there. Excellent free kick coming in from Chon Mingham Konsai from the right. A wonderful bit of setup from Seginao Konsai. And just when it felt like we were heading in for some more dramatic encounter, for some more dramatic minutes without the goal being breached, the opening goal has arrived. And it is Football for Change who has drawn first blood. We'll quickly try and confirm who was the scorer for the young boys in red. But what a stunning strike has it been. And that goal was a study of footballing beauty and clinical precision and teamwork as well. The way he chipped that, I think everything from the very start of the free kick, it was perfection, written, penned and stamped. And there you go, the confirmation. It was Janginlen Vepei with the goal there, propelling Football for Change into a slender lead, which means the task gets a lot more difficult for Alchemy International. A bit of high press straight away, trying to pressurize Football for Change, maybe into a bit of howlers, maybe into a bit of easy giveaways. Back with football for change again. Football for change from the left. That left wing has been very, very active for these young boys in red. Oh, that's an incredible breach into the box there. And a wonderful setup. And I reckon that could have been better there. The shot which was coming in all the way from the right. It looks like it was Setlin Chung Kipchun again. Again, he has been the crux on the right, but it has been the left wing that has been the talking point, the live wire, the blazing trail, the hornet's nest for football for change. And it looks like Alchemy International had to concede from the wing that hasn't really spoken much. From the right, the free kick was esteemed to perfection. And then a lovely bit of set up there. The way Segenhao Kongsai headed that ball into the stride of Janginlin Vipe. It was just brilliant, to be honest. Back with football for change again, and they are keeping the ball at their feet right now. That goal has galvanized into further action. That goal will certainly be a great motivator. We all know goals can be a massive motivator. They act as that propeller, they act as the fuel behind the engine rooms. Now reckon with all the salvo, with all the belligerence that football for change is knitted together, the more goals they score, I think it is just going to be a testimony that hard work does pay off. You just got to be believing in yourself. Another setup from the right, and a quick hand of apology as well from Kongsai there. It was Sean Mingham Kongsai will be going forward with the corner. He was the man who took the free kick. That's a brilliant delivery into the box from the right. They may not have found a receiver inside the box, but I would say that delivery, that was screaming class, and was another serious question being asked to the Alchemy International defense. Another long range, this time from the left, but good goalkeeping there from Eliash. He was quick there to come out of his line and ensure the fact that he's wrapping his gloves around the ball without breaking a sweat. Football for change. Taking their time again. That's a lovely bit of square setup there. And a very good idea, to be honest. He didn't really want to go forward with the shot, had a bit of a feint there. Just feigning, just kind of making the opposition believe that he was going to unload, that he was going to pull the trigger. But such a gentle nudge there into the stride. It looks like a bit of collision again. And Tang Min Sei Haokip, the captain, he's in a bit of discomfort. Eventually, at the end of the day, we'll try and show you. I think it was from his own player. It was Setlin Chung Kipchun. Was trying to control the ball, and both of them rammed into each other. Things like these happen, but good to see that both the players are all right. Back with football for change again. Crucial passes. Now, one particular contrasting aspect of this game for Alchemy International is that their defense has been rock solid. But when it comes to passing in the midfield, somewhere or the other, those through balls that they have tried to create, they have been all over the place. They have somehow not really well placed and well timed those passes. They have placed countless question marks. Another long ball there. Well cleared. No real threat. And a good bit of setup. A fine delivery into the box. There could have been trouble. Good defending once again from Alchemy International. Keeping a keen eye on the ball, and that is very, very important. Just because they are cornered right now, they have been crammed and shoehorned into their own half, doesn't really mean that they won't be having a say of theirs. Despite being put in a very difficult situation, the way they are defending, I reckon another long ranger. What a strike! Absolutely brilliant there. Football for change. And it is Kamguhao Dunjul who's gunned his 23rd, and he's hammered Football for Change into a 2-goal cushion. They have found the insurance goal. Time and time again, they tried to come forward. They were denied by Alchemy International. So Kamguhao Dunjul says, I'm going to go one. I'm going to take one from the range. Look at this. A lovely ball. Once again, defensive howler. Confused and dazzled. And the moment Dunjul found a bit of space ahead of him, took a step, set the ball for himself, and boom, smokes it into the top right corner. Sensational finish and a goal to cherish. Football for Change can now breathe a bit easily. They've got a 2-goal cushion. They have got attack to show for, and they will not relent. Incredible setup, which means Alchemy International, they have a much more difficult task going into this fixture, going into the remainder of the fixture. Still more than an hour of football remaining, taking into consideration the stoppage time and whatever additional minutes. That's good work there by Gomang Haukip under the sticks. And that's a confirmation. The leading goal scorer of the tournament, Kamguhao Dunjul. What an extraordinary game he's had so far, or an extraordinary tournament he's had so far. That goal out there, his 23rd of the tournament, will just tell you why he is one of the sharpest shooters, one of the most clinical finishers for Football for Change Academy. Another long ranger comes floating in, but to be honest, beating Iltiash with a shot like that, I don't think that was going to be a very wise decision, a very sagacious move there. And now coming in from the right, Football for Change. They are relentless, Chonghim Ham Kansai. And once again, Segin Hao Kansai have been denied. Back with Football for Change. There is a bit of pressure. Breathing high on the neck. They have conceded possession. Excellent goalkeeping again from Gomang Haukip. No matter how many plaudits you keep for this youngster, that shouldn't be enough. The way he's covered ground on that occasion, the way he's read the situation, that is very, very important. Once again, the positioning is critical, is crucial in order to create saves like that. 38 minutes so far, and we have really witnessed some gilt-edged brand of football. Another long delivery, Iltias. Had a bit of confusion going forward, could have been trouble. But then things were under control there. Football for Change are showing why they have been one of the best teams coming into the semi-final. Another shot of pass out into the mix. "39 minutes so far, and it has been good to go until now for both the teams. Alchemy International have grounds to cover. They are trailing by 2-0. We have seen a couple of brilliant goals. One result of some exquisite teamwork. That should be a free kick right beneath the referee's nose there, no questions asked. And he wasted no time whatsoever. It was Manish Vashisht. He's blown the whistle quickly enough. Free kick now in favour of Football for Change. And opportunity to try and showcase his shooting prowess. Sends it forward, but again well controlled, well defended by Alchemy International, keeping the ball at their feet. And now goes for a long ball, a bit of tussle there. The captain of Alchemy International hoping to latch on to that again. Very good defending. Knew that he had to react quickly. Didn't really have the time for the subtleties and finish. And Tang Min say, how quick to react, quick to clear their lines. There are times, now this is very, very important. There are times when you know that you can control the ball and eventually play it amongst your defenders. But that never really looked like there was any space whatsoever. Corner kick at the moment. Dennis Tokchom with the corner. They've got 3 to 4 players in the mix. There comes the corner. Incredible corner kick. What a way to reduce the deficit. We'll have to confirm whether it took a touch of anyone along the way. It looks like, going by the celebrations, Wong Sang Bong, or rather Wan Shan Bok, may claim that goal is his. But I reckon it can very well be an Olympico. Dennis Tokchom may have scored another screamer in the game. What a terrific strike. Look at this corner. Impeccable, to say the least. Look at that curl. Yes, there was a touch. It is Wan Shan Bok Karyang with that first goal for Alchemy International. When the game started, I promised you that we are in for a crackler of a finish. And believe me or not, with the last 2 goals that have been scored in this game, it may well be true. What a sensational fixture this has been so far. Some brilliant football, some brilliant passes, a team goal to start the proceedings, and then a couple of absolute crazy finishes to ensure the fact that we are in for a treat. These youngsters don't shy. These youngsters do not take this match lightly. A start so brilliant, and we all are savoring it. Still 2 minutes of regulation time and whatsoever will be added on. Not too many stoppages so far, except for those couple of fouls being called and that brief water break that came in the wake of the celebration of that opening goal that was scored by Football for Change by Chang In Len Weipei. Back with Football for Change again. And they will have to build and they will have to keep their hopes alive. Excuse me for that. Back with Football for Change again. Another lovely ball forward. Trying to control that. Unfortunate, however. A good bit of depth steer. That can be a free kick. Again, not really well controlled. The speed, the control, the dribbling prowess of Chon Mingham Kongsai. I mean, that is a treat to watch. He was challenged by the likes of Danveen Chokas, and unfortunately, he was a bit too fast in that occasion for Danveen to contain. Free kick and an opportunity. It's going to be Boymang Singsit with the free kick. Can they have a third goal here? Floated into the mix. Confusion everywhere. Danger still not over, to be honest. Possession falls back and a bit of quiescence coming in. Just not what Football for Change was expecting. They switched off for a moment there, and quickly gunning on, quickly using that moment to their advantage. 3 minutes of additional time at the end of first half. Well, once again, it looks like Football for Change has another attack in progress. Another lovely cross into the box, but headed away safely. But how safe so far? Will you rate the defense of that? Should be a free kick, no questions asked again. Gentle nudges are allowed, and the referee just having a quick word there, asking them to calm things down. And that is what you would love to see. Boymang Sengsit quickly shaking hands with Wanshan Boktaryang. And the referee is just asking to quicken things up. We're already in the additional minutes of the first half. 3 minutes is what has been added on. 1 minute of them has already been played. Boymang sinks it with the free kick. Launches one into the box and going as he scored that. Well, looks like the flag went up, but they were going for glory. An acrobatic effort, an ambitious one, to be honest. Once again, the man pulling the strings, the one who was at the receiving end of the foul, was none other than John Mingham Kongsai. And then a brilliant free kick. The acrobatic effort didn't really work out, to be honest. Oh, this can be trouble. Out of nowhere, Football for Change. They ran short of gas. They ran short of numbers in that defensive front. It was Minsei Haukip, their skipper, almost fighting single-handedly against not one but two of Alchemy international footballers. Fortunate for him that he had pruned down the angle efficiently enough in order to deny a breathing space, or in order to deny shooting space for Alchemy International. Or you never know, we could have seen a crazy turnaround in the very first half itself. There was space, there were the numbers in their favor. Final minute of the first half. Another long ranger, however, that has been intercepted. Alchemy International has acres of space ahead. That's another incredible setup. What an equalizer! Would you believe that? Oh, unfortunate heartbreak for Alchemy International and their captain, Mang Chongloi. He thought that he has timed his run to perfection and he scored the equalizer. Unfortunately, the flag has went up. This is drama at its finest. And you've got a feel for these kids in the Blues. What a terrific setup that was, and that should be the end of the first half. A high-octane first half that saw both the teams battling it with all their soul, with all their hearts and souls, with every drop of blood and sweat. And eventually, at the end of the day, as things stand, it is Football for Change Academy who has a 2-1 cushion. Very well could have been 2-all if not for the flag. And I think both the teams have been denied once by the flag. That's the halftime score. Football for Change Academy leading 2-1. It was Janginlen Vepei with a brilliant start to the game, scoring the opening goal. And then Kamguhao Danjil gunning an exquisite strike from range. Alchemy International coming back through Wanshang Bok Taryang through the corner. And they almost restored parity. We felt like it was their captain, Mang, who scored that equalizer. Unfortunately, the flag had went up. We'll wait for the numbers just to tell you how good of a game this has been, how incredible of a fixture this has been. Both the sides really bearing their hearts out. Initially, Football for Change Academy started the game on a high with an exquisite contest, with an exquisite display of ground control, with an exquisite display of communications between themselves. The only thing that was lacking was that they were unable to produce that awakening bolt altogether in the final third. They were being denied time and time again, and that is where it all went wrong for them. But eventually, once Vipay scored that opening goal, they were back at their phenomenal best. But Alchemy International, I reckon you've got a feel for them. They've kept a defense which has been pretty solid. Not much that could have been done. Well, that's the stats at the half-time. When it comes to shots, both the teams, they have been phenomenal. 19 shots combined by both the teams. Out of 12, 7 of them on target for Football for Change, 3 of them on target for Alchemy International. 1 corner for Football for Change, 2 of them for Alchemy International. A couple of fouls for F4C and 5 fouls for Alchemy International. 5 free kicks for Football for Change, a couple of them for Alchemy International. When it comes to possession, 58% for Football for Change, 42 for Alchemy International. And these stats are powered to you by also the official broadcasting partner alongside the official YouTube channel of AIFF Sports KPI. We'll now dive into a short breather and return with the second half of the contest. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. We are once again all set for the second half of the contest. The opening 45 minutes, they were high octane, pulsating, and dramatic to say the least. The second half of the game, however, let's see whether we live up to that same intent, whether we live up to the same passion and similar quality and caliber which we have witnessed in the first half. After a customary shuffle of sides, attacking on your frame from the left to the right is Alchemy International, wherein attacking on your frame from the right to the left in their signature red and white is Football for Change as they attack. Football for Change had a quick turn and a quick shot as well, but truth be told, it wasn't convincing enough. And yes, dressed in their signature blues are Alchemy International. And if you take a look at the strategy, at the technique that has been deployed by both the sides, you would eventually figure out that Football for Change, they have played the ball a lot along the carpet. They have played the ball a lot on the ground itself, which has kind of allowed them to build those orchestrated attacks, to think of what they are doing and eventually come forward knocking on the doors. And what has been different for Alchemy International is that they have resorted to long balls. They have tried to create chances and they have somehow kept on ramming straight into the defensive barriers. That's another long ball into the mix. Iltihas with a bit of challenge there. Apologies, Elias was that. And could have been trouble out of nowhere. Football for Change just probing the opposition once again with another long ranger this time. That should have been, that has been spotted as well. But great start for Football for Change once again. It stays with Football for Change from the left. They were appealing for handball, but the referee has snubbed it. Back with Football for Change. The boys in red and white have really kept the possession under control, and that is what has been another long ball into the mix. And this time, no real threat for Elias. Collects it, comes out of his line. Once again, to be honest, as we talked about learning the ropes, I would say that all the players out in the center, again, there has been a contrast in terms of strategy. But truth be told, I reckon both the teams, they have done. Oh, what a strike could have been! Is that he's gone inside the net? There was a push involved. And I think that's exactly what the referees pointed to. Once again, Football for Change, that wasn't the best of saves there. Coming in from Gumang, Haukip should have done better than that. But then almost muscling him inside the goal line there was a player from Alchemy International. Again, this just tells you how both the teams, they have been kind of famished out here. They want goals and they want to score them quickly enough. And we are seeing quite a few long balls at the very start of the game. We are just 4 minutes into the second half. So you never know. Another long delivery out there. Again, stopped in their tracks. And now Football for Change has space from the left. A good bit of dribbling and a bit of speed. A good setup. I mean, the idea was picture perfect there from Kolal Kipchen. But then the The cross could have been better. Another long ranger into the box. The idea was to try and find Kipchen again, but the ball eluded him, tantalizing him very closely enough. Goal kick in favor of Alchemy International. They have work to do. They are still trailing by a solitary goal. Came mighty close on a couple of occasions. Got to the back of the net once. Was denied by the flag. Pushed the goalkeeper into the net almost. Was denied by the referee. The danger is not over though. Alchemy International, you cannot really write them off. A team with 17 goals in the group stages. I think they will obviously have a lot to show for. All the way back to the player. A bit of a gentle breeze as well blowing down. The same breeze that can very well turn into one of those hot heat waves that we're very extensively talking about. Just a few hours later, back with football for change. There is space ahead. They'll need some support though. He lines up for the shot, eventually takes one. But that's pretty much on the ground. It was the Kamgohao Dungeon with the shot. A lovely bit of receive. Spotted the chance very quickly. And then a wonderful cutback. Lines himself for the shot, but by the time he could unload that, he could pull the trigger. He wasn't exactly in a position to try and probe the goalkeeper. A very regular collection there. And now, keeping the ball at their feet, just hoping that they can take their time. Of course they can. They have a one-goal cushion yet, but a very slender one. In football, you never know when that solitary goal cushion can be extinguished, and you would just blink out, or your advantage would just blink out of existence. And now, knocking on the doors again. That's a good setup. Another long ball into the mix there. They were eyeing that far post. Just hoping that maybe Gumang Haukip could have been tested with that shot there. A phenomenal delivery into the box, but then until everyone in the process. Once again, I reckon there was a bit of elbow coming in from Chon Ming Nam Kong side. And the referee just trying to, they are not bringing the cards out. Once again, a closer look at that, how it went. It was kind of unintentional. He was trying to control the ball, but he had that extended elbow. The referee quickly spotted. And the player, he wasted no time whatsoever in acknowledging that. And hand of apology. Another free kick at the moment for Alchemy International. Decent work. And a good twist and turn there. Can be an opportunity for football for change. Alchemy International intercepts that. That's another long ball into the box. This has been the motive for them. If you are launching those long balls inside the box, I reckon you've got to be a bit more clinical than that. You've got to map out your players who are out there hoping for that delivery. You've got to map out the positioning as well. Well, another player has gone down. It's good to see that he's back up quickly. He needed a bit of medical attention, but it looks like he's all right. It was the man who came in. Another substitution, though. We'll quickly confirm who's the one. In fact, a bit of unfortunate change there. It looks like Dhanvin Chokas, the substitute who came out earlier, had to be replaced because he's injured himself. And Jackson Singh is coming out in the center. Jackson Singh may very well be indulged in a bit of action straight away. There comes a long ranger, had a bit of deflection along the way. There were a few question marks on the horizon for Gumang Haukip. Was slightly shaky, going for the dive there, but ensured the fact that he's keeping things under control. And this is why you just cannot write Alchemy International off at any point in time. They are a team that's relentless in terms of pursuit. That's relentless in terms of attack in Belgrades. They'll keep on knocking on the doors. They'll keep on probing your opposition time and time again. And you would just remain a mere spectator. Corner kick at the moment. Leo Tongbam with the corner. Floats that into the mix. Not well done enough, which means football for change can essay an attack of their own, but once again being clamped down by the aggressive numbers of Alchemy International. That would go out of play. 55 minutes on the clock, and we are still in the midst of some serious footballing drama, to be honest. All the way back to Goman Hauke. Oh, that's a poor giveaway by Seginao Hongsai. Fortunate for him that he had support out there, or else it could have been trouble straight away. Good follow through there from Rahul Akam. Backward football for change, and they have time to clear their danger lines. Good footwork there, but Alchemy International also relentless at the moment. They're pursuing the ball with every possible weapon in their arsenal. They're going for a high press, and they are absolutely enjoying what they are doing right now. Slightly heated exchange, referee quick to intervene, and the players also know what they have done. And it looks like we are about to witness a twin substitution here for Football for Change Academy. Tongomang Tutang is going to step into the ground, and he will be replacing, quickly confirm who's the player who's going out to accommodate him. So there were two changes which were being made by Football for Change. A good bit of setup. Football for Change. Can they unload another shot? Takes one on the turn. Brilliant save. Danger's not over though. Another setup. And that is excellent goalkeeping. Stellar stuff there from Elias. He had to keep that first one out with an extended hand, and he obliged. And the second one, despite jeopardizing himself, despite being in harm's way, he didn't give the guard up. As they say, the goalkeeper is the last guard of the Citadel. Elias once again showing why that is so very true. Classic goalkeeping there. Absolutely classic. And it's good to see that he's back up. It's good to see that he will be going forward once again. He's had a busy day in office, to be honest. He's kept the hopes alive. And he's fighting. He's fighting with every possible resource at his arsenal. He swept along. He stopped a few crucial shots. And I think for both the goalkeepers, it has been a busy day in the office. Even for Gomang Haukip. And that's a change. That's a confirmation of the substitution. Tongomang Tutang comes in, and the goal scorer, Jangin Len Vipay, has stepped out. And Hagunlal Kipchen has come in, wherein Kolal Kipchen has stepped out. We're about to enter that 1 hour mark so far. And now from the left out here, it's Alchemy International. Alchemy International so close again. They're asking all the right questions. They are making all the right noises from the left though. That's a brilliant bit of work there. Shaking off the markers. Here comes the cross. Good defending. The danger's not over yet. And the rebound could have been better. Just when it felt like they had it under control, they had to rush forward with the shot. It was not going to be easy. There were question marks out there because the angle was kind of reducing itself. That would go out for a throw in. Another long ball, football for change again could have been, and this can be a very, very critical injury. We'll have to wait and watch. A very brave advancement there from Elias. He knew that he had to protect his citadel at all costs, and it's a head-on collision. Again, you cannot really blame the player out there. He was going for the ball. He clearly was going for the ball there. I don't think that's foul. But I think Elias, he will need some time. He may feel dizzy. Straight into his ribs. But I reckon the cards come out. We'll quickly confirm who the card was given to. The players are trying to say that he went forward, dashing with his studs up. Now that can be a very dangerous move. And that warrants a card altogether. We're not exactly sure who's the one who's being given the card there. Looks like it is Gunlal Kipchen, possibly. But at the moment, though, Elias seems to be in visible discomfort because at the end of the day, when you are dashing forward, all guns blazing as a striker, I mean, there's always a possibility that the goalkeeper will take a blow. Good to see that Elias is back up, and now he's taking a bit of time. He's trying to get himself oriented. You've got a feel for him, a young kid, but talk about that bravado there. Talk about the grit and gumption. Talk about the relentless will that he wanted to keep it up high at an all-time high. Keep it up high, rather. He's done well. He's done phenomenally well under the stakes. May have conceded a couple of goals, not much that he could have done. But that effort, I reckon you've got to give him all the due credits. This can be a chance, though, for football for change. Here they come in from the left. Again, a brilliant bit of save there from Elias. Always keeping things upright. And what a semi-final we are having here. Even though football for change has their noses ahead, you never know when Alchemy International can fight their way back. Alchemy International has threatened, but not enough so far. Football for change, that's some exquisite footwork out in the center. Another lovely forward release and brilliant defending again. Watchful defending, rather. As they say that you've got to be vigilant at all costs. You cannot let your guards down. So fine setup, a bit of push as well from the back. And it will go out of play. 63 minutes so far. Throw in at the moment for Alchemy International. Alchemy International now hoping that they can line up one of those shots there. The captain stepping up at the moment. Mang Chongloi almost managed to get that second goal, but the flag went up, eventually denying them. Another forward ball. Football for change. Again, snatching the ball in their favour. They'll have to be a bit careful as well, because I reckon the moment you start letting Alchemy International step up, you allow them some space, you allow them that attacking intent, they can sense that they will be able to inflict some damage upon your opposition, upon their opposition. That's Alchemy International, or rather, that's Football for Change in this case. Back with Football for Change again from the right, keeping the ball at their feet. Does well once, twice, and almost lined up a shot there. Could have been trouble brewing on the horizon if he would have got the shot in place. Another substitution coming up, and this time it's for Alchemy International. It looks like it's Dhruv Shamir Kalu who will be coming in, and Rahul Akam will be going out. Here comes in a corner, but that's gone straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. 65 minutes is what we have. That's the confirmation of the change. Dhruv Samir Kalu, he's on, and Rahul Akam has been taken off. The way these youngsters are battling it out, it's just beautiful to watch, to be honest. And a loud shout out to AIFF as well. They've given the platform to these youngsters. Here's a chance so for Alchemy International. The setup was from the right, but again, good defending, a constant tussle out on that far right, and eventually looks like the push hasn't really worked in favor of Alchemy International. Free kick going against them. But look at the brotherhood there. Look at the sportsman spirit. Helen Mang Chongloi, their captain. Look at how he's just concerned about his opposition there. This is such a delight, such a treat to watch, to be honest. These youngsters, they are learning the sport exactly like the way it should be learned. Extending a hand of sportsman spirit, upholding, underpinning the values of football. It's so good to watch. And when they grow up, again, life may take them on different walks. All right, we'll talk about that later. And again, very good defending there from Alchemy International. But Football for Change, they are not relenting. There comes in a cross from the right, but has taken a deflection along the way and has gone out. Every single time you think that you know what's up and what is about to happen, and you are in for a surprise. Corner at the moment for Football for Change. And the corner's floated into the mix. Good defending there by Alchemy again. Football for Change again trying to test their luck from range, but in order for that to happen, they'll have to control the ball a lot more. Now here's another one along the ground, trying to drag it somewhere onto those corners there. They saw the goalkeeper was off the line, but again, you've got to be better than that. The goalkeeper kind of knew what was going to happen. He's had a good day in office as well, Elias. Took a couple of serious blows. Launches one, well defended. Back with Football for Change. Football for Change, good drag out there. He'll be needing some help. Kamguhao Danjil goes for another shot on the turn there. He's someone who's capable of converting those, trusting in his opportunity, trusting in himself, trusting in his shooting flair. He took one on the turn. Unfortunately, that went flashing out. And now, Alchemy International. Right, they had players up front, they had opportunities, options, they had space as well. You want to go for glory, you need to have something glorious. You cannot go for glory with something so mediocre. A shot like that, you've got to do better than that. I think it's understandable that the ideas are there, but then at the end of the day, football is also about clear thinking. It's also about weighing in on your options when you've got options that has a better chance, that is way forward, I reckon you've got to take them. This is another learning curve for these youngsters. Alchemy International will do good enough to learn them. Again, a fine bit of work. Alchemy International will have a throw in their favour. Quickly taken. Good twist and turn. And now they come knocking on the doors. Alchemy International still with the ball. It's their captain Mang. Again, not really the best of deliveries forward. The releases still remain questionable and shaky. They haven't really found their desired destinations, at least for Alchemy International in this half. Football for change. There they go with another long one. But this time it was certainly miscued and definitely not on target. Goal kick taken. Back with Alchemy International. This is a good release there. This can be a good chance. Takes one on the turn. And not really under control. Got underneath the ball instead of positioning himself laterally with the ball. In these situations, you've got to be very, very careful. And that is when you get results. But he kind of hustled his way out there. Another fine release there. Football for change. Can they latch on to it? They have successfully forced Alchemy International to keep the ball in play. And now Alchemy International can step forward. But not for long. The football for change have their priorities sorted. Back with football for change again. Football for change stepping up from the right. Good defending. Very good defending here. Quick throw and taken. Fine setup. Football for change. Sensing the dangers out. Sniffing out chances. It's going to be a corner in their favour. Another opportunity. Another set piece for them to try and excel themselves further in this contest. That insurance goal is once again the need of the hour for the boys in red and white. And the corner's floated into the mix. Oh, wow. What a chance there. And it was dragged wide, flashing in the face of the goal. There could have been trouble for Alchemy International. Elias was suddenly not in position to stall that. The defender who was defending that second post, was he exactly where he was supposed to be in terms of defending that? That remains a question mark. Now Alchemy International, they're under the pump again, but the defenders keep on doing what should be done. They keep that gate closed. Despite all the aggression so far from football for change, they have kind of that should be a free kick which has been awarded. And once again, that sportsman spirit, that is absolutely brilliant to watch. It's going to be a drinks break before we head into the final quarter. 73 minutes of relentless football. Free kick in favour of Alchemy International. Unloads that into the box. Oh, wow. There was frenzy again. Every single time the long balls are being launched into the Football for Change box, they will have to be careful because Alchemy International, they are threatening right now. And again, it may not be as persistent as the Football for Change have been. But once again, football, all it takes to change the momentum, all it takes to change the dynamics is that one freak moment, and you never know what's going to happen. Back with Alchemy International. Now they're trying to use the left wing. There comes a long ranger, but that was way off target. They were certainly not going to bother Gomang Haukip under the sticks. Not really much that he had to do in the second half. His defense has been airtight, and he has stalled the opposition in their tracks. And now coming in from the lane, Football for Change. It's Guhao Dunjal again, but then they have been denied with any further ingredient for an attack. It's going to be a corner kick here. Football for Change, do they have what it takes? It likely is going to be a short corner. We'll wait and watch. They're taking their time at the moment, just ensuring the fact that they have everything covered, and they are going to steal a few more seconds if possible. It's being launched into the box, but to be honest, kind of a very lackluster corner as it goes out of play. Goal kick for Alchemy International. That will go out of play, which eventually results in a throw-in. At the moment, the boys in blue, they are just keeping their hopes up high. They are going forward with those long balls, sending them downtown, hoping that one of those players up front, particularly their captain who has switched position, he's now operating as that withdrawal forward, and he's done a decent job so far. But at the same time, he's shuffling well. Throw in for Alchemy International, and it will be another throw in just a bit forward. Will we see a long throw in coming in, which can be utilized as a set piece? That will be a question mark. Not really. Leo takes it short enough, which means Football for Change has a bit of space going forward, but not enough players to come into the cause. Now they have brought the numbers down. They know that it's important for them to defend because a one goal cushion is never really safe. But again, that means a change in playing style because Football for Change, they have been very aggressive. They have come forward, knocking on the doors, and more importantly, they have played along the carpet. I think that is what has been the life and blood for them, at least in this contest. So if they start getting into those defensive positions, if they start rolling themselves up in that defensive shell, which means a bit more space ahead for Alchemy International. And one particular thing about Alchemy International is that they have gone for long ranges. If you take a closer look at the number of shots taken, 19 for Football for Change, 13 for Alchemy International. They just had 7 at the end of first half. So they have unloaded 6 in the second. Oh, this could have been trouble there. The goalkeeper almost gave the ball away. Well, Gumang Haukip, he needs to be careful there. A good turn and a wonderful setup. Does well to control the ball. Goes for a shot. What a goal there. Incredible finish. It is Dhruv Samir Kalu with a world-class strike. Once again from the edge of the box. Kept the ball set up beautifully. Took a step. Set himself that shooting room. And boom. No chance for the goalkeeper. What a phenomenal finish. Look at the happiness on this youngster's face, and that will tell you. Look at the turn there from Jackson Singh. And what a receive. What a setup. Goes out, goes in. Leaves the defender, leaves his marker completely bamboozled. And a picture perfect placement. It's all fair and square here at the Guru Nanak Stadium as Alchemy International has restored parity. With 10 minutes to go, we are in for an absolute treat. An absolute crackerjack. And Alchemy International now, they are motivated, they are galvanized into further action. They would want more goals, and they would want them as early as they can. If they are able to get a third here, what a terrific, terrific change of tide would that be. All the way back to the goalkeeper now. But Dhruv not really allowing them to breathe at the moment. Just scored that goal a few moments ago, so obviously his confidence will be at an all-time high. Back with Dhruv again. Dhruv once again trying that same tactic, but this time he wanted to set up one of his teammates, but it eventually looks like he took a tumble, which means Football for Change wanted to go forward, but they have been denied entrance. Had a long run, the captain Man. Before he could have reached out there, the goalkeeper does well. All the way back to Ilyas, and Ilyas will be so happy right now. I mean, all the hard work that he's put so far, that has eventually bore fruits. Once again, Alchemy International, a brilliant release, but he was well ahead in time. We'll have to wait and watch what exactly happens if there is the match ends in a tie. We aren't particularly sure because the 30 minutes additional, it may be a question. But then again, the confirmation will soon arrive. Here comes another lovely cross. But the whistle was blown just before any serious damage could have been, or it could have happened. Now the long ball out there at the middle, in the center rather, and it goes out of play. 8 minutes remaining in this contest. And as things stand, Football for Change and Alchemy International, they are locked in a 2-all impasse. And Alchemy International, they may be on their way forward. Again, Dhruv Samir Kalu on from the right. It took a bit longer than expected to release that ball. Could have been better. And it looks like it's going to be another corner. So another opportunity. Here comes the corner, floated into the mix, but not the best of corners. Oh, this time goes for the acrobatic. Can be a goal there, but denied. Oh my word, Guru Nanak Stadium on tenterhooks as Alchemy International keeps on knocking on the doors louder than ever, and Football for Change barely clawing their way out of the required ordeal. What a sensational setup that was. It looked like it was Leo Thongbam with the back volley. Another corner, another set piece in the making. Here comes the corner. This time, though, Football for Change has kept it away. Not for long, not for far. Alchemy International trying to steer it into the box there. Well cleared. In fact, it was Football for Change, and now Football for Change, They have been released. The flag has stayed down, but I reckon he went a bit more acute there. Kind of kept on. He drove as much as you would have expected. Look at this once again. Too far left there. Come go out, Dunchel. He did well to receive the ball, but then at the end of the day, you also have to convert that. Back with Dunchel again. Is it? No. Dunchel just plays brilliantly off the ball. He has a chance. Doing well, quickly twisting and turning their way forward. Well defended at the moment. Not for long. Another long ball launched into the box. Watchful defending. Will they go for a shot? Did they take it? Oh my word, that would have been so close. We are far from over. The clock may show you just 5 minutes of regulation timer to go, but believe me, we are just warming up here. Both the teams, they have some serious sharpshooters, they have some serious marksmen inside their echelons, and they will activate at any point in time. You would never even know. Dhruv Samir Kalu now trying to match their opposition pound for pound, trying to throw a punch for a punch, but this time was denied. Eventually, though, his team has won a corner. The last time they had a corner from that side, there was almost chaos which ensued in its aftermath. It's going to be Danish Tokchom with the corner. Do we have another lead twist in this game? Here comes Danish. And again, this time a good goalkeeping there. But danger isn't entirely over. The ball's fallen back for Alchemy International, but then they kind of ran into a melee of orange boots there. And now football for change. They have space ahead of them. They'll have to speed their way forward, but eventually that ran out to the field of play. It was a fine bit of run, to be honest, from Gomang Tutang. 87 minutes on the clock. 3 minutes remaining. Still a long way from the finish line, both the sides. Football for change kind of reinvigorated, or rather stimulated back into action. After they conceded that second goal, they almost were dormant for quite some time. Playing with renewed vim and vigor. However, on this occasion, they have been denied entrance. They have to fall back in order to defend their own citadel. Now the throw at the moment. For everyone who's watching, just a quick reminder that this game is coming to you live on the official YouTube channel of AIFF and Sports KPI as well. We're also doing an incredible work, but talking about incredible work, AIFF has been traveling light years in recent times. The way they have provided this platform for these young gentlemen to showcase their flair, their finesse. They recently also led to the birth of IWL2, which was another phenomenal platform for young girls across the country to showcase their might and fury. That's another fine delivery up front. Can be trouble, but it has been taken care of. No real threat altogether. Football for change, still looking for small pockets of space in front of that penalty box. And I think they are rushing a bit too much. Oh, that can be painful. Surprisingly, though, the free kick has gone in favor of Alchemy International. We'll have to confirm what really happened. And he's furious at the moment. I'll try and show you there. Was there a contact? Not really. I think it's more simulation, to be honest, and the referee spotted that right enough. There wasn't any substantial contact which was being made. There's another long ranger though, stopped in its tracks, trying to control the ball. 6 minutes of additional time before we get to witness what seals the fate of the first finalist. Throw in for football for change again. Off late, they have been definitely being the most strong side after they have conceded that second goal. Danger still keeps on roaming large inside the box there. And here comes in the cross, makes a deflection and goes out. Another long ranger from range, but that will not be really bothering the likes of Elias, who's had a great game today under the stakes, pulled off a few crucial saves. There's a goal kick. And it's fallen back for football for change. And now they come all the way from the right. Another fine setup into that central channel. Again, a long ranger. And oh my word, that could have been a howler. After all the hard work that Elias had done, he almost fumbled. Again, quickly acknowledging that in regrouping himself. So what a disastrous move. What a unexpected move would that have been? You never know. You absolutely never know. Now coming in all the way from the left. And here comes the cross though. But there wasn't anyone at the receiving end. That's a brilliant bit of setup. Lines that shot up very well, but then the resultant effort, that could have been far better than that. Quickly keeps it in play there. All the way from the right. Launches it forward again. Alchemy International. That's excellent work there. Almost running rings around us. Oh, the referee's blown the whistle. It's going to be a yellow card for simulation there. Jackson saying he needs to wake up. Hibernation time's over. Again, understandable, they were expecting a penalty. But I think he wasn't really in a position because he was almost on a on a head-on collision with his counterpart there. So in order for a penalty to happen or a clip to happen, you at least need to be in a position to give the impression to the referee that yes, there is something involved. Two minutes remaining in this fixture. until we possibly head to the penalties. Football for change. Now trying to use that left wing. That's a phenomenal bit of run all the way from the defense. But eventually, I reckon he had to release the ball earlier. Could have had a better shy. Well set up, just tries to receive and turn. And then there's inside the box. This can be trouble, an opportunity, and what a waste. That was tougher to miss than to score. Yet all the time he should have allowed once again. I reckon he should have allowed Kamguhao Dunjul to take one on the side volley. The fact that he had to adjust that jump of his, the attempt definitely looked audacious enough. But what happened was he almost snatched away a sheer goal from his teammate who was in a much better position. Another setup onto the far right. Sets it up, but the whistle has been blown there. 20 seconds more, and that should mark the end of an enthralling brand of football. Both the teams showing some exquisite football. Both the young guns of both the sides, they have shown relentless persuasion of trying to score. And I reckon that counts, and that seriously counts. Promising signs for Indian football, obviously. Another long ball. They're asking for a handball, but the flag or the whistle has stayed down. Could have been a deflection. And the last gasp corner. Do we have a very, very late drama? So deep in the second half, so deep in the extra time. You never know. Can football for change rock back to life? Boymang sinks it. Boymang sinks it with the corner, but it eventually eludes everyone in the process. And with that, we'll come to the end of the end. We'll come to the end of this enthralling fixture. Before we get to confirm that what is going to be the decider between these two sides, as things stand, both the teams finish the proceedings with a 2-all scoreline. Football for Change Academy went up 2-0. It was Zhang Yinlen Wepe with the first strike, and then Kamguhao Dunjul with a world-class strike to make it 2-0, and then Wanshan Boktaryang reduced the deficit, and Dhruv Samir Kalu with a picture-perfect finish to restore parity. Still awaiting the confirmation of what should be the deciding factor between these two sides. Not entirely sure, to be honest. Yes, it's going to be penalties. So, which means the wheel of fortune should be the one deciding the fate of this fixture. We have seen some captivating football, to be honest. And now it's time for Lady Luck to have her say. But again, it's not entirely Lady Luck. You've got to place your penalties on target as well. Once again, as things stand, football for change, and Alchemy International has finished things off at 2-all, which means that it's going to be 5 penalties before we head into sudden death if it's still not decided. It's going to be football for change who will be taking the first penalty. Chonmingham Kongsai, the man who carved that first goal, steps up and as easy as it gets, steering the goalkeeper in a completely different direction. And look at the calm, look at the composure, no mistake made. Easy pickings. And now it's time for Alchemy International. It's going to be their captain, Henlin Mang Chongloi. And the skipper do what's necessary. Mang Chongloi, well, he's not going to miss that either. Once again, just throwing the goalkeeper off his scent. Easy, very, very easy. And a well-taken penalty as well. Which means it's all fair and square after the first penalty kick. Again, a bit of superstitions there, is it? Is it just to go and throw his counterpart in a bit of disarray? It's Kamguhao Dungeon. Dungeon, and he converts. Again, steering the goalkeeper in a completely different direction. Misplaced that to perfection. Not much luck so far for any of the goalkeepers. And Gomang Haukip turned the tide. Slightly breezy right now at the Guru Nanak Stadium. It possibly is going to be Leo, and the referee has a bit of question mark there. Something's going on which we aren't entirely sure about. I think the referee just warned a couple of players out who are in that lineup. But Leo Tongbam, he's all set for the second penalty. I think another instruction has been done as well. You can see how the dust is being carried away by the heavy gust of wind here. And the goalkeeper with a bit of a ballet and a bit of a frenetic ballet, to be honest. Here goes Leo, and Leo won't miss that either. Keeping it simple, keeping it along the carpet once again, throwing the goalkeeper in a different direction and just converting that without breaking a sweat. It's 2-all. And now Football for Change. They have their next player, Thangumang Tuthang, with the penalty. Can Tuthang convert? Here comes Tuthang, a bit of drama, but then he converts it nonetheless. Hopscotch action, emulating the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba before powering that into the bottom right corner. 5 impeccable penalties being taken. Almost matching each other in every single aspect, whether it's penalties, whether it's on the ground. And it looks like it's going to be Tarun with this penalty. It is Tarun Dev. Came on later in the game. Can he keep his team alive? Oh no, he's been stopped. He is being stopped by Thangumang Haukip. A brilliant save, throwing himself along the carpet onto the far left. And a very poorly taken penalty, to be honest, as well. Kept it down. Didn't have much power. Easy pickings for Haukip. And Alchemy International may have just gone kamikaze there. Which means Football for Change Academy will have a chance to put this game further on the brink. It's Boimang Singsit. Boimang Singsit puts it into the net. Makes it 4-2. Which means Alchemy will have to convert if they are to remain alive until that final kick. Brilliantly constructed and very well placed. Jersey number 9 stepping up. Wanshan Boktaryang. He got his team that first goal there from a corner. And he gets his goal in. And he has been denied, which means Football for Change Academy will storm into the finals. Alchemy International has had a heartbreak after playing an impeccable game. Coming back from a 2-0 deficit, they managed to roar back 2-all. Unfortunately, as destiny would have it, the boys in blue, their journey will have to come to an end, a heart-wrenching end. What a terrific display of grit, gumption, belief and conviction from all these players out here. They are youngsters in the making, but when they played today, believe this or not, they showed no dearth in compassion. They showed no dearth in empathy. They showed no dearth in excitement. That's a confirmation of the full-time score. Football for Change Academy 2, Alchemy International 2. But eventually, at the end of the day, it was penalties that separated the two sides as F4C went forward into the finals, beating Alchemy International 4-2 in the tiebreaker. Heartbreak for Alchemy, exhilarations for Football for Change. But nonetheless, I think you've also got to give all the due credits to Alchemy International. They have fought with their hearts and souls out on the line. And Football for Change, the start had, the control they had, that was absolutely brilliant. And 2 back-to-back saves. I reckon their goalkeeper certainly is the hero, who's had a few questionable calls during the match. But then Thangumang Haukip, he pulled off a couple of crucial saves in the penalties, eventually to help his team storm into the grand finale. And that's the full-time stats. 25 shots from Football for Change, 16 from Alchemy International, 13 on target for Football for Change, 7 on target for Alchemy International, 11 corners combined, 5 for Football for Change, 6 for Alchemy, 6 fouls for F4C, 7 for Alchemy, 7 free kicks for F4C, 6 for Alchemy. A couple of yellow cards going against Alchemy International. No red card shown. Goalkeepers, when it comes to goalkeeping, obviously Iltihas came forth with 10 crucial saves, 52% ball possession at the end of 95 minutes of play, 48 for Alchemy. And these stats were powered to you by Sports KPI. And with this, we'll come to the end of the first semi-final. The final scoreline: Football for Change Academy 2, Alchemy International 2. But eventually, it's Football for Change Academy who secured the bragging rights through tiebreaker to storm front into the final. And the next game is the second semi-final that will be played between FC Madras and Reliance Foundation Young Champs. So keep your eyes on the screen, stay hooked. We'll be back at 5 p.m. Thank you everyone for joining in.